Hello, everybody. I am SHONA Hill, the heart of Conscious Living Global, and this is my partner, Mark Brown. We're going to go into a little story about how you can revolutionize your life very simply with both health and wealth. And it's all very simple, and it's something that everybody uses that creates this powerful journey of discovery within your body and your life. And it revolves around water. Now, we all have this view that water is water, but actually there is a form of water that is medically gold standard certified in Japan through the company Enagic, known as Kangen water, that really revitalizes your health and also gives you the opportunity in a beautiful way that is not the normal way of creating a powerful income to take you forward to great wealth as well. And Mark has his own lovely story around it and how we came to be involved initially and what we've discovered for ourselves as we've grown with the business.
Yeah. I mean, I think everyone accepts in this day and age, we're getting bombarded with messages about our health, good health. There's all sorts of profile at the moment over here in the UK about levels of obesity and how to manage better. And as Shona mentioned, one thing that has become really apparent to us over the last 5 to 6 months is that there is a very simple change that we can all make if we wish, which can potentially have some huge benefits, certainly from what I've seen for myself in this year. And that is through a simple change. As Shona has mentioned, the company is Enagic, and one of their strap lines is very simple, but it is so true when you begin to break it down. They say, change your water, change your life. And I would say that that has certainly been a huge factor for me over the last 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, and what I've noticed, obviously, is coming through Conscious Living Global as well. So what I have noticed on that level is the powerful integration that has occurred and the expansion and the growth in awareness that has happened through revitalizing and revolutionizing my life through this water. And I mean, we came into it purely for health reasons, as you've already said, but it was also through inspiration, because Mark has a foundation, Three Bears Foundation, which is all about raising awareness for pancreatic cancer. And it inspired us to look for ways to grow health, especially in all ways.
And certainly with water, it seemed such a sensible option, and yet it seemed at the time so unreal as to how just changing your water could be so significant. But the more we found out about the Kangen water, the more we were able to look at research, the more we were able to find out from other medical experts around the world just how important this can be to our immune system. And it is that aspect which I think galvanized us to say, wow, if it is that significant, and these are medical experts in Japan and the USA, cancer experts, then we've got to take notice.
Yeah, absolutely. And the power of the machine, the K8 machine that is put out through a Magic, is that it does 7 different types of pH water. And basically, when it's attached to your faucet on your tap, and as the water flows through, it goes through 8 titanium plates, which basically creates electrolyzed reduced water, which creates the correct H2O molecule size for it to go straight into our cells. Now, a normal tap water or bottled water, they're usually quite acidic, and we'll probably show you in another video through testing.
Just how acidic we don't appreciate the waters are that we are being recommended to put into our bodies.
Yeah, absolutely. And basically the normal waters that we drink, bottled, tap, filtered, whatever, tends to just sit in our system, and you often feel bloated from a glass of water, and it just passes straight through mostly, and that is actually fat, because only 18 to 20% is actually absorbed into our cells. Whereas
yeah, I mean, so I mean, we're all conscious, I guess. Forgive me if you're dashing around somewhere at the moment. In the nicest sense, trying to find toilet facilities can be challenging anyway. So, from the point of view of consuming water, if only 20% is being properly absorbed by our cells, that means 80% of every water unit we drink, whether that's a glass or a half pint or a cup or a litre, it is just literally flowing through our bodies. And you suddenly realize that when you look at the qualities of the Kangen water, that you are looking at a substantially higher absorption rate, on average somewhere between 80 to 90% per unit, which means that your cells are getting top quality water absorbed at such a high level, and your hydration rate is increased dramatically.
Yeah, and to add to that, the absorption of Kangen water, because it's the correct molecule size, is 80 to 90%. So it's a huge increase. And there are, as I said, there are a number of waters that it produces to basically revolutionize your world and help all areas, including the environment and as well. So, and it's also good for animals too. So I was just going to go into each type of water briefly so that you can hear what it can do for you. Okay, that it does do pH 7, which is neutral, and that's really good for mixing babies' feeds with and having any medication that you have with, simply to get them not into your system, but not too quickly, because it's neutral. Our bodies are naturally alkaline, 7.3, 7.4, and this water helps with those things, okay, and to start children off with as well. But then it has 8.5, 9, and 9.5 pH, which you can build to over time as you progress with the water. But the 8.5 is more for kind of hot drinks, 9 for cooking, and the 9.5 is your drinking water, which, as I said, really makes you feel hydrated. You feel like you've had a glass of water, and it just really gives you energy. It lifts your brain fog. It helps you to be focused, and also helps with a variety of other.
Yeah, it's the feeling that I think we all historically think we should get when we drink a glass of water, that it will suddenly give us that boost. But from a personal point of view, I played many years sport, and quite frequently I would be drinking a lot of water on a hot day, and you just feel it sitting in your system, particularly sitting in your tummy. And this is the huge difference, that the 9.5, which ultimately is the sort of the target as you improve with the pH levels. Yeah, you can drink a couple of glasses. I can drink a couple of glasses. And previously, I would have noticed it, whereas now you almost feel it just being absorbed. It is such a refreshing change.
Yeah. And it is actually found in certain places in the world naturally. Those of you who know of Lourdes in France, which is said to be the place of miracles, they actually have this water naturally. And that's possibly one of the reasons why miracles can happen there, because it's just so different in its makeup. And also, I mean, you've noticed Mark's the chef in our house. He's noticed a change with the food in his cooking, and so have I. Actually, we're tasting it, but
yeah, again, you don't think it's going to make a significant difference from the point of view of the quality of the water that you're looking to steam vegetables in or whatever, but there's no doubt that not only the process which goes through the Kangen, whereby it acts as a high quality filter, combine that with the ionization, the fact that you've got a really good quality water, and there's no doubt that the vegetables and things that are being prepared with water are they're just much nicer, fresher, crisper. The taste, clearly, we don't appreciate from our ordinary water the levels of chemicals, fluorides, chlorides that are in there, and obviously do have a consequential effect. And we're just not aware of it, and I certainly wasn't, and it almost becomes a light bulb moment. Why do we use poor quality water with good quality vegetables? All it's going to do is arguably impregnate them with lots of the things that aren't good for us.
Indeed, indeed. And this moves me on to the other types of waters that we have. There is a 6 pH, with the same pH as our skin, which is known as beauty water, and it's like a toner, also a conditioner for hair. My hair is so soft since we've been using the Kangen through the shower facility. It has a shower, and it's like bathing in a freshwater spring. So it's fabulous for inside and out as well. But the other two that remain, the 2.5 pH, which is acidic, it acts as an antiseptic and a detergent. So it's like a sanitizer, but also when we first got the machine, I had a little ear infection from an earring where the metal was not correct for my skin, I guess, and it went all pussy and horrid. So the 2.5 actually cleaned that up. So it replaced all you kind of the germalines and things. You can put it on open cuts, and it acts as an antiseptic. Now the 11.5 pH, which is the other one, which goes on from what Mark was saying about food, because it's an emulsifier, and it actually takes all the pesticides off your fruit and veg. And even if you think you've cleaned it in the tap, when you put 11.5 over it, you still get yellow water as the result, because there's still pesticides on there. So it's amazing for that, but also it's a cleaner. So we actually clean the house, and it's with it, and it's better than SIF or whatever your cleaning agents are for breaking down heavy grime. Yeah. It's fantastic. And I also wash the clothes in it, and it does a really wonderful job with that too, in cleaning them, and again breaking stains down, and just, yeah, it's a good, basically it replaces all chemicals and plastics from your house, of which there are, when you think of the plastics, what's the number, Mark? Is it 57 billion bottles a year?
This year, we as the human race are expected to produce and discard 57 billion plastic bottles. And is there any wonder that from an ecological point of view, it's a disaster that is happening, and something that, you know, I know so many people want to do something about, and in a small way, this is a very easy way of reducing significantly the bottles that we require, because we now haven't purchased most of the major cleaning products for several months. It's a question of how important is something like that to you, alongside all the other benefits.
Yeah, and it's, I mean, you have the most, I have the more expansive kind of conscious benefits apart from my ear, but he has the real kind of truly health benefits and life changes that have occurred for him. So you can just tell us about
I mean, again, when we set out looking at this, it was very much on the basis of improving our general health, little things that you learn en route. My background is as a lawyer, so I have no real expertise in science and water. So picking up as you go along and what you learn has been really fascinating for me. It was mentioned that the water can help in many ways. It reduces acidosis in your body, and I've had certain gastric issues. I've been on medication for many years, and after a few weeks, I'm building up to the 9.5 and drinking the 9.5 regularly during the day. I began to notice that I wasn't having the same gastric issues in 2016, when I last had an endoscopy and they had a good look down. I had esophagitis, duodenitis, and gastritis. And I thought, goodness me, there's so many itises there. I was basically told that everything was angry, hence they increased my medication. Over the last couple of months, if I'm totally honest, apart from when I'm a little bit naughty and we maybe have a glass of wine more than we should, or maybe I eat something a little bit too rich late at night when my body will tell me. But other than that, I cut out my medicines for the acidosis in this part of my system, and I feel so much better for it. And that's a personal spin-off, which I just hadn't anticipated.
Yeah, and it's just as an extra bonus as well, as I've mentioned, the showers, and so meeting from the inside and out, it's added a lot of extra bonuses. I mean, you feel really energized when you start the day with the Anespa.
That's right. The shower or the shower facility, it's a separate item, and some people obviously look initially at the benefits of taking the water, obviously internally. It has huge benefits, and again, that's probably for another discussion. But the shower, the Anespa shower, which is a Japanese filter, mineral filter, which is very small, compact, very easy to fit. And we had it plumbed here into our mains. So as Shona mentioned, we've been showering in Japanese filtered mineral water, average pH 7, for 10, 12 weeks now. And one of the things which, again, you don't think about is what actually happens when you're in the shower. And it then becomes clear that the fact that it's a proper filtered mineral neutral water is having huge benefits on your skin. Again, I'd forgotten our skin is porous, and the average shower which we are taking under traditional water actually puts us in a situation where our porous skin is absorbing, on average, between 1 litre and 1.5 litres of chlorine into our bodies every shower. And you think, well, why aren't people aware of this? Why isn't this known? And understandably, the water companies are reluctant to, dare I say, clarify things like that, because it's going to have a huge impact on what they are producing or what they should be producing. So that in itself is a huge benefit, and it never occurred to me that it would be so significant from the point of view of your skin and your health. I had a major DVT, a deep vein thrombosis, 10 years ago. My calf snapped rather silly during a cricket match when I was trying to take a quick single, and I shouldn't. But there you go. Unfortunately, despite getting good treatment, the calf muscle went into a thrombosis situation, and I was high risk, very serious. I was on injections immediately, and I was on warfarin for a number of months. And as a result of that, my right calf suffered. And whilst I am naturally, one would say, quite Shona would say, a hairy bear, I lost virtually all of my hair around my right calf, where obviously the blood flow had been reduced significantly, and the right nutrients weren't able to get there anymore. And I never thought anything more about it. It was a little odd. My left leg looked, dare I say, normal, and it just looked like, for some reason, I've got a slightly bald right leg. And a couple of months ago, I had some shorts on when the weather was good, and I just looked down. I just said to Shona, am I imagining this? Or is the hair that I lost all growing back? And she said, no, it is growing back. And I've noticed, again, over the last few weeks, the hair growth is getting more, it's getting thicker and stronger. And it's just quite remarkable that the body has been able, both clearly internally and externally, to improve significantly what was a medical situation, and which nobody would have, I certainly wouldn't have envisaged it, but it's just a nice feeling for me. It just makes you feel good. You tend to think, gosh, you know, we talk about the importance of our hair growth and nail growth as being a good sign of health. And so that to me is, never mind just good health, it's just awesome. I mean, you know, my body is now reproducing hair that I lost 10 years ago.
Yeah, which is awesome. We have had our life revolutionized actually by in how we're feeling within ourselves and the health benefits and everything else that's showing up for us. And the other added bonus is that it is enterprising. It is a business, and the power of the enterprise is that it isn't anything weird. It's not a typical MLM program or anything like that. There's no kind of
pressures. There's no pressures. No.
Or to ship things or anything like that. It's just, you can build as you wish to build. But at this time where there's a lot of uncertainty about what the future holds, and people are looking for where they can turn next as maybe a second enterprise, that just in case, or whether they're just ready for change. I know of many wonderful people that exchange time for money, that are, you know, at their wits' end with it, burning out. People in employment that are no longer happy because they've enjoyed lockdown and like spending time with their families and want to continue that length of time. And just looking for change. This is a model that will assist you to do that with just having the water. It speaks for itself.
Yeah, I mean, again, we can only speak as we find, and initially we were looking at this from a health perspective, but my background, as I mentioned, is 40 years as a professional. But this has become such an important change for me that I'm really passionate about it, and I really want to let friends and people know that there is a huge opportunity here, both for health and, if they wish, enterprise. It's voluntary. There's no fee involved. There's no catches with it to the extent that, as SHONA has mentioned, there's any commitments. It's a little bit like a sophisticated franchise, but you're offered that, as I say, at no cost. It is Enagic's way initially of saying, if you would like to, at some stage, consider promoting the products, then if you do find friends, relatives, people out there who are also like-minded, then we're happy to look at a level of compensation. They call it the compensation plan. A big thank you from them for promoting the products, because as you probably appreciate from not having seen much about the Enagic brand so far, they don't advertise. They rely on recommendation. They rely on word of mouth. They're a 46-year-old Japanese company, international leader. They are huge in Japan. They are huge in the Pacific Rim. They're becoming significant in Australia and in North America. And the wave, if you like, the water wave, the Enagic wave is spreading across and will come and hit Europe. That water tsunami, I hadn't thought of it in that sense, but we've become part of that. And I guess to ride the waves is becoming so enjoyable. And for anybody looking for a change of direction, anybody who would like to work from home, become their own boss, as it were, I'd be delighted to have a chat and talk it through and give you a few pointers, point you in the right direction, because it's something I wish I'd known about even 5 years ago. I think it would have been a huge opportunity then. It is still a huge opportunity now, and going forward, it can be an opportunity for anybody out there who is prepared to look at it in a practical and enterprise way.
As well as that, it's extremely powerful, the compensation plan, because I know people that have reached 6 figures with just 10 directs, which immediately separates it from the typical MLM, where you have to get hundreds in order to get to any level of significance. And if you decide to take a year out, you drop that 10 levels from what you've achieved. This one, you do not. You stay at the level you've achieved, whether you take a year out or not. And it's just totally supportive of us as people, and recognizing that we are assisting the business and growing our own business. And so there's none of that, oh, you're taking time out so you can drop that back down there. You stay where you are, no matter.
Yeah, how long a sabbatical you have. If you have an issue, you have a family challenge come up. I've never been involved in any other selling schemes at all, and therefore my experience is not to that extent personal, but I understand from what I've heard that there are some real challenges out there with certain arrangements, whereas I perceive this, and as I've mentioned, my background, I think, helps me to give a balanced view, is that it's very generous, it's very fair, it's very encouraging from the point of view of an enterprise option. It's very rewarding, and all of those are the enterprise benefits. Coupled with this is the fact that the health benefits alone, if you're looking to invest in something, why not invest in your health? We talk about holidays, we talk about cars, we talk about spending thousands of pounds for a holiday, which will be lovely. It's 2 weeks in the year. For a fraction of that cost, you can improve your health significantly within a couple of weeks. And that was going to last you. And with the benefit of the ongoing water, it's going to be huge for you. And we have an imbalance here as to how much we really do look after our health and how much we value our health. And it is all about value and personal choice, but this is something I would encourage anybody who is at all interested to follow up and get in touch with us. And we're happy just to chat and point people in the right direction, give them some advice, give them some support, give anybody who's interested enough information to make an informed decision on both a health and an enterprise basis if this is something for them, because we've just found it such a significant change for us that we just want to share it.
Yeah, so please do reach out to us, put a message below this video, and we will connect with you and go forward from there. So please do subscribe as well to this channel so that you can see the other videos and developments as we move forward. But we look forward to connecting with each and every one of you and taking you forward on this tremendous journey.
Indeed. Thank you, and good health. Good health.
Bye for now. Loads of love.